What is up, epic people of the internet? My name is Nate, and welcome to my read-through/discussion video for Devblog 20 of Foxhole. Alright, so this is an exciting one. We get a little bit of information on World Conquest, some new structural changes and everything, so let's get right into it. With the last weekly war over, we are now focused on rolling out World Conquest mode and other big features. We had a bunch of development setbacks last week, including a fire in our building that required us to evacuate for a better half of a day. Rest assured though, World Conquest is happening in the coming weeks and it's shaping up better than we expected. In a matter of days you'll be hearing more about this among other exciting things. Keep your rifles and hammers ready, stay tuned, and as their normal disclaimer, any features that we talk about here are subject to change. Alright, so we actually got a little bit more information on World Conquest. At the end of this week they're going to be rolling out the preliminary prelude to World Conquest. So that will be this coming week. They'll have like a weekly war kind of trial run with it, and then they will move into the next update in the middle of next week, and then the official first World Conquest mode will be the next following weekend. So 2 weekends from today, from when I'm recording this video, and so that would be exciting. You can find all that information in a little bit more detail than what I gave you on the Discord announcements page there. I thought I'd just go with the World Conquest there. Alright, so back to the Devblog. World structure changes here. Alright, so world structures are going to be overhauled in the near future, both visually and gameplay wise. First, we'll be completely redesigning many of the world structures, including the workshop, supply station, manufacturing plant. These structures were using assets that we made during a very early prototype stage over a year ago, and refresh for them has been long overdue. Okay. So these are some looks for new building. The workshop one's totally different, honestly, because that's like just a little bench. And everything else is kind of like a building supply station. That's going to be cool to have in the game. Alright, so second, we'll be making all world structures except manufacturing plants destructible. Yes, finally. We've always planned for this feature, but it has been contingent on redesigning some of the world structures. It didn't make production sense to do destroyed versions of assets that we knew were going to be thrown out in the near future, which makes sense, so they're saving a little bit of time there. We are hoping this will open up strategies like scorched earth tactics or targeting enemy production towns. When an upgraded structure, like a vehicle factory, is destroyed, a percentage of its technology parts will be dropped in the debris. That's pretty cool. Okay, finally we'll be removing the oil refinery structure from the game. Fuel will now be gathered from out of the town fuel resource nodes, similar to how it is with the components. You can see some of the refreshed world structures below. Alright, so world structures, I'm ready. I'm really excited for them. To be honest, the destruction thing I'm hesitant about again, but like I think it's pretty cool. I could just see the only problem I could see with it is that you leave your back towns like a little bit undefended, like we always normally do. A lot of people do it. A lot of teams do it. You don't really fortify far back as much as you do your front line, and that's just because of the way resources are ran and so forth, and how people are distributed across the map. So I could see this being a problem if, like one guy just sneaks back there with a bunch of satchels and blows up basically your entire town, but doesn't do your town hall. I feel like that'd be worse than. You gotta rebuild them in the correct way, or scale the production and how much they cost or how many basic materials that they cost, in order to make sure that that's actually a reasonable thing, and we don't all of a sudden just concentrate on destroying other towns instead of the actual town hall. Alright, oil refinery being moved. I think that's actually kind of a cool thing. I think it'll add more places to try to hold, which I think the game needs, because right now it's like you're building this arbitrary fob in the middle of a road, and while yeah, you want to push that back and destroy the enemies, I think having this and focusing those assaults around there and like being more tactical with what land you fortify and fortifying different positions is going to be cool. So I think that's going to be a key there to holding those oil refineries, because that, like, you can get away without having components for a bit, but if you lose oil and you just don't hold the oil factories and stuff, these new areas, resource locations, then your team's fucked, because then you can't do anything, basically. You can't move anything. So I think this really is a good way to go, because I think it'll add more of a team-based aspect to the game. Alright, so these are some cool new workshop asset, and you can see the blown up one, and then the new supply station, and the blown up one there. New manufacturing plant, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I like this better than the one currently. I think the other two look better than what we have. But I don't think the manufacturing plant one I'd like the most, but I think it matches some of these better than the current one, obviously. So, alright. So they talk about here about the firing range. While this is a small, far from critical thing, this has been a bonus feature we've been wanting to implement for some time. We'll be adding firing ranges in several regions of the world. Players will be able to use these to test out weapons and get feedback on damage statistics. We're hoping this will enable players to better understand how each weapon works and in the long run improve game balance. While you even admit here that, well, devs admit here that this is a far from critical thing, I'm not sure why in a pre-alpha game we're worrying about stationary targets, and especially in a game where ammo is critical. I'm not sure why this is even implemented in the game in a pre-alpha state. But I don't see, I guess it's already done, it's already there, we can't take it back now. It'd be cool to add. I guess I'm not going to be using it at all, and so I think the best way is just to go in combat and get feedback on weapon tests instead of just shooting a target. But that's just me. Alright, Colonial character model. So they finally got the Colonial character model here. This kind of summarizes basically what they've done, and they're trying to get a better Colonial character model like they had a couple of devblogs ago. We looked at a Warden one. So here we have the Colonial one. So we can zoom in here. Oh, and you can see here that it looks pretty good. I think it definitely has your American-esque helmet and your American-esque look, while the Wardens are once again have their French helmets and more of a French look. That's an interesting appeal here. All right, on to the next one. So their search for new faction logos. Our concept artist Julian has also spent a lot of time redesigning the faction logos. The current logos have been considered stand-in designs. Much like the character models, we have been going through many iterations to find the right fit. We are still searching for the right logos to represent the Colonials and Wardens, but these are some designs from past iterations. So I guess these are just ones that they've played with, and I guess the general kind of route that they're going for each team. So right here you have the different swords. These were some logos that they had, options. None of these are final, of course. So I like the Colonial logo. I think it's simple enough that it will work on the map. But if you look down here at these Wardens, I think while I find all these cool, like to have these like coat of arms with like all these creatures or animals and so forth, I feel like they won't work on the game itself, just because it's kind of like a hard logo to have on a map based on like how they're displaying the logos currently on the map for the towns and so forth. And on like the town halls and so forth. But I think they need to do, my opinion is the Colonial one looks good. I play the Wardens, and I think the Warden needs like a more simplistic logo than to kind of match but counteract the Colonial one. I just think this one's too complicated compared to the three sword design of the Colonial, and I don't think they match very well. That's just the video editor artist kind of in me. So but overall, I think they all look good, but I just don't know if they match and they have the same quality as each other, which I'm not sure why we would want different types. But there you go. So that's my opinion on those. And that's pretty much sums up this one. A short dev blog, but some pretty big information in here, especially with these structures and the World Conquest information that I read off of Discord for you. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments about these new structures and the different logos and this firing range and the different character models that they're adding. Let me know what you guys think and what your opinions on these matters are. I shared mine, so I want to hear yours. Let's get some discussion going down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to punch that like button and subscribe to this channel for more gaming greatness and more Foxhole content. Make sure to check out past Foxhole content. I'm here every 2 weeks doing the dev blog and videos in between. Once again, thanks for watching. My name is Nate, and we will see you epic people on the battlefield of Foxhole. What is up, epic people of the internet? My name is Nate, and welcome to my read-through/discussion video for Devblog 19. So, the beginning of this devblog is just a little paragraph stating how, because of the big update 0.0.26, that there isn't a lot of stuff in this devblog, and it's a little bit of a